Hi everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Marvel. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Remember to turn on the notification icon so when I release a video, you get notified. And let me take the time to give a special shout out to all of my new subscribers. Welcome to the family. You guys mean a lot. And for those of you that have been followers of this channel for a while, welcome to the channel as well. Without further ado, let's go right into today's video. Today's video, I am going to be discussing 3 things to avoid if you want to invest in a Congo. If you stick around to the end of this video, together we're going to find out what those 3 things are. Without further ado, let's start with number 1. Number 1 is mainstream media. Mainstream media in Congo is the most toxic place to get real source of information, so is many other countries around the world, because a handful of journalists are paid to promote certain ideology intended to push an agenda of a political party and also discredit the opposing party. In rare occasions, you will see people from 2 different political parties coming together to work on a critical issue to achieve an honorable outcome. Of course, there are exceptions to rules. One example to back up this claim is recently in the U.S. Senate, the Democrat Senator Bernie Sanders and the Republican Senator Rand Paul both are working together to pass a bill that will stop U.S. arms sales to Saudi Arabia, because they have reasons to believe that Saudi Arabia's government has been using U.S. weaponry system to bombard Yemen. Why I use this example and how it relates to Congo? Well, if you watch Congolese news daily, you'll understand my point. I find many journalists on social media misleading the public on important topics only to please a political figure that they look up to in order to get a spot in a political party for their own personal gains, even if they knowingly acknowledge their claims are false. Just so we are clear, I'm not here to discuss politics. That's the last thing I would do on my channel, but I use this example to help you get a bigger picture. I hammer on this a lot on my channel and won't stop until people get it in their minds. If more Congolese are investing in Congo, that's how we will take control of our own economy. There is no other way around. A lot of people seem to miss the point here. You know, I watch the news a lot in the Congo. I understand it's almost impossible, all of us on this platform, to have the same political ideology or to have the same political taste when it comes down to certain issues. So politics is one thing that I would never discuss on my channel, at least a lot. If I find something political that's important to share the story, of course I'll feel the need to actually talk about it. Like I did in the past, like my previous video, I got videos where I talked about the wrongdoing of Rwanda, to the Democratic Republic of Congo. But of course, we're not here to discuss all of that. But I'm using the mainstream media example to kind of help you make a better decision, because most of the time, these journalists, they spend their time to actually falsifying information to please their leaders, which is not a good approach to actually communicating with the public. For them, literally, pleasing someone or exalting a political figure makes them feel better, even if that person did not ask for that favor particularly from them, but they'll still do it because we know how it works in Congo. If people get your attention and they like what you do, as long as you got deep pockets, you start paying them to continue putting your name out there. And that's not helping the diaspora who are willing to come home to invest. A lot of things has been happening. That's for sure. A lot of things has been happening. Not everything that's taking place in Congo under this regime is good, but there have been a lot of great things happening. I'm not here to discuss any of that, but my advice will be to actually go on the field to find out by yourself, rather than sitting there and watching politics, expecting that these people will give you a great source of information, which they want. They're only there to actually glorify their leaders. It is so sad that many of these journalists, they prefer to be more subjective rather than objective to help the public out, but they will just go on TV because somebody gave them money to put gas in their car and a couple $100 in their pockets to actually put food on the table for their family. That's the only thing they care about. That's why I never recommend people to actually rely on mainstream media as a source of information. So this is one thing you should avoid as far as doing your research to actually go home to invest. To wrap up the first part, there is no online source that will serve as a stepping stone to help you start your investment. Only you and yourself are capable of getting real information you need by physically flying over there to see it for yourself. This is going to lead us to number 2, family members. Okay, don't get it twisted. I am going to explain why you should avoid family members if you really want to invest in Congo. First, I want to make something clear. This is not an attempt to separate family members from whoever is watching this video and is curious to learn something from this video. Okay, first and foremost, let me say this. Family members, for the most part, are not good business partners in any way, shape, or form for numerous reasons. For instance, as an African, it's hard for me to take a family member to court for doing me harm business-wise, because no matter how right I am, chances are the entire family will automatically forget that my cousin, brother, or uncle did something horrendous to hurt my business, resulting to me losing a lot of money in the process. However, they are going to look at me as the villain here. Of course, there are people out there, or in this case, Africans, since we are focusing on Africans who have taken such approach, but then ask them, how is the family doing after taking such action? The answer is probably the family is torn apart. To save yourself the trouble, you are much better off associating yourself with people who have interest in benefiting from your partnership, and the same goes to you. This is the best way because no type of family emotions are involved, because business is the only thing linking you both, whereas a family member may slack off and easily get away with it because they know they are your auntie's son or daughter. Your business partner looks at you differently. If you want to keep your family together, please avoid doing business with family members, especially us who live abroad. Most of our family members think we have way more money than we can spend. They just don't care at all because they know you will figure something out. But if you want to help your family, I'll suggest that you open a shop or something that they go to every day and let them work their way up. The reason why I'll say that you should not associate your family members while doing business in Congo, for the reasons that I have mentioned earlier, it's just easy for your family member to actually slack off and easily get away with it because they know you're probably not going to talk to them the same way you would talk to the employees that work for the company. I mean, at least that's just how it works. You may yell at them and say something. You took such approach to actually remind them that this is business, not family. They will use that tone that you talk to them to the family to kind of make you look bad. You see what I'm saying? And this is another thing. But all right, let me say this. I find this funny. Most African family members, they become lazy as soon as one person kind of start doing good in a family. They feel like, oh, I shouldn't be doing anything. My brother already got money. Why would I go to work? Why would I, write a resume and go apply for a job when my brother can just give me a spot and I start making money without having to work? But they don't understand that's not how it works. So to save yourself a lot of trouble and keeping your family together, I personally would suggest that you stay away from family members if you really want to do business in Congo, because sometimes family members will never, and it just was chaotic. To save myself trouble, what I did, actually, I just stopped including them whenever we were going to do something, or whether it was on my farm or some other places. They would just literally get there. Everybody else is working. They were the only one with a bottle of water, drinking water, walking around the farm without doing anything. But they still expect you to give them $10 or $20, even $30 at the end of the day because they just showed up there. And one day I pull them to the side. I'm like, dude, we're here to work. I'm the owner. I'm paying all these people to do the work. At the same time, I am working. What gives you the reason to actually sit down and actually not do anything and turn yourself into a coordinator to give people directions and give people orders to what they need to do. No, you need to understand, we're your family, you're my cousin, but this is work. You know what I mean? So he took it the wrong way. He went and spoke to my auntie. My auntie then went and spoke to my mom, and it became a whole drama. When I then explained to my mom exactly what happened, my mom was like, you know what? Probably you should not include him when next time you're going over there, you know, with your team or whatever. And what I actually did, I gave him double of the money that he was supposed to get. And then later on the evening, knowing that we was going to go back there the next day, it sent me a text message saying that, oh, what time are we going to be meeting tomorrow morning to leave for the farm? I'm like, no, I actually canceled the plan. We will not be going. I'll give you a heads up the next time we're going over there. Just stay put. 1 week goes by. He's not getting, he didn't hear from me, keeps calling me. What's going on, man? I want to be a part of the team. I said, well, you're still a part of the team. The thing is, we haven't been going to the farm, so I'm not going to call you because we don't have work. I understand I was lying to him, but to protect the family as well. So I thought by lying to him, it was the best way for me to protect the family, because the direction he already started taking, I didn't appreciate that. So I am spending my money on someone who's basically not doing anything. Versus if I would have hired someone, it would consider that as an opportunity for them to make money, right? At least for that period of time that I was there and doing my things. So it's just never a good idea to involve family members to work for you. And let's just say your brother, right? I'm not saying that all family members, they're gonna act the same way. Of course, there are always exceptions out there. There are people that will help you, that's actually would love to act, for your activities to move forward. Like for instance, one of my brothers has been helping around the farm a lot. During my time I was there, I would say it was probably like one of the hardest working people within my team that actually has contributed a lot. So that's one of the exceptions. I'm only not saying that because it's my brother, but because he's worked for other people. He actually worked for my other brother, and my other brother also had the same testimony about him. So, in the first day we went over there, I'm looking at him, the way he was moving, how he was working, I was like, damn, this guy can really work, you know what I mean? So those are the exceptions, but most of the time, it's never a good idea to associate family members when you want to do business. So I know I have been repeating the same thing over and over, but I can't focus just on this enough to actually let you know that it's probably best to work with people that are not family related to actually save yourself trouble, if I may say so. So that's going to conclude part 2. And part 3, naysayers. So let me tell you one thing. You will hear a lot of people telling you many different things. I'll give you one example. Try this. Act as if you want to do something back home, right? Call 3 or 4 different people that you know. Send them to the same location. So make sure you learn about that location, right? And send all 3 or 4 of them to the same location to get information without them knowing you have sent the 4 of them. I guarantee you, you will get 4 versions of the story. Why? Because many people, they will want to take advantage of you because they see another opportunity coming their way that, oh, okay, since he lives in America or Europe or wherever, they got a lot of money to spend. So let me bump up the price to actually gain something in return. You see what I'm saying? So I guarantee you will always run into those type of problems. Last but not least, listen, if you live abroad and want to do business in Congo, it's best that you take a trip to supervise what's going on. Of course, I'm not saying that if you want to invest $500 in something that you have to buy a ticket that would probably cost more than your capital, but I'm talking about big budget. Most information you'll get from people you're talking to about your business ideas, 70 to 80% are going to be false. Either they will increase the cost of some other things so that they have something left to the pockets, or they will convince someone whom you are more likely to work with to lie. I would not allow anybody to take advantage of my effort to to turn it into their own profits. That's just not going to work. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Those are the 3 things that I had to share with you to avoid if you really want to invest in the Congo. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch the video. I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if this is your first time. Remember to turn on the notification icon so when I drop a video, you get them. And yes, help your boy reach 1,000 subscribers. We're already around the corner. We got a couple more steps to go. Until the next video, I'll see you later. Peace.